Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the upcoming severe weather in the coming days. Severe weather past that and the more winter storm potential. I'm going to post two videos today to make up for the short video yesterday, and I'm posting them earlier so more of y'all will see them now, because I've noticed when I post later, not as much of y'all see them, but we obviously want to get these forecasts out to people. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's start with this marginal risk. Only about 25,000 square miles are under it, but about 3 million people are under it, and the risk has kind of shifted north into Oklahoma. And in terms of the tornado risk, it's less than 2% all areas, nothing really crazy. In terms of wind, nothing either, but hail is really going to be all there is. Now, the hail is not going to be very large, but make sure you if you really want to be careful, I would suggest putting some of your more valuable items under cover inside, because obviously we don't want those getting hit or broken. And now into tomorrow, the risk is going to greatly increase to an enhanced risk. And obviously this risk covers a lot more people, a lot more population centers. It's not just like in Oklahoma. And the enhanced risk includes cities such as Jackson, Monroe, Hattiesburg, Alexandria, Vicksburg, stuff like that. Now, it's mainly tornado driven, and we could have strong tornadoes, strong long track tornadoes potentially. I don't know about long track really, but it's possible. I don't know if this would be upgraded to a moderate. I don't really think so right now, but overall, strong tornadoes are possible, and even just a high risk for tornadoes below EF2, but there's above a 10% chance in this hatched area of EF2 to EF5 tornadoes within 25 miles of a point, so we have to watch out for that. And then obviously, still watching for tornadoes in this 5% and 2% risk areas. So really, this whole area has to watch out, especially here towards Jackson, Vicksburg, Clinton, Pearl, Ridgeland, places like that, where we have a 30%. So not only do you have the 10% SIG driving your enhanced risk, but also a 30% wind, damaging winds. Now, it doesn't have a hatched area, so hurricane force winds aren't really likely, but there's a good chance that you could get them. So I would really watch out for wind there too. And then hail is the least of our problems, but still a 50% risk of hail, so still higher than today's hail risk. So we're really going to have to watch out for that. Louisiana, eastern Texas, places like that, places like Shreveport, Tyler, Longview, Bonsier City, Monroe. So yeah, we're watching out for that. Now, as we move into day 3, the risk is going to significantly decrease. Montgomery, Mobile, Columbus, Gulfport, Dothan, all under this marginal risk. And yeah, probabilistic 5% obviously, because the marginal, really only a wind risk. If we go down to the discussion here, yeah, isolated damaging winds, but also it does say here a brief tornado or two. So we might have to watch out for some tornadoes tomorrow. On day 3. And it doesn't really say too much about the Carolinas, but we could get into a Carolina threat past day 4. Day 4 past. So parts of the Carolinas on day 4, not really a risk area, has been highlighted, but still something to watch. And it's mainly depicted by the GFS and GEFS members. Now, what I'm really watching in the 4-day period is a risk for parts of the Gulf Coast and Florida. They usually don't really mention risks like very far out, but they are here. So mainly depicted by the ECMWF, could pose some severe thunderstorm potential near the Gulf Coast of Florida. So let me highlight that area for you. And also, as we get into day 8, the potential, since the Gulf Coast and Florida, it's not going to have like a long track, like from Texas all the way to the Carolinas. So I'm not saying the threat is low, I'm just saying it's not going to be lasting for days upon days upon days. It's Gulf Coast and Florida, and then it's really out. But really, when they say the Gulf Coast and Florida, they since they're including Florida, it's probably more central, eastern Gulf Coast, not really Texas. So probably this general area. And if we want to be more specific, probably around here. But yeah, we will have to watch out for that. And actually, I'm going to go, when I'm done with this short-term severe weather in a sec, I'm going to go to that potential severe weather. So for the next 18 hours, let's move this out of the way. There we go. Actually move it up here. Nah, sorry. Moving on, let's go to the 19Z. Severe weather, we're going to look at the shear. So we do see the shear starting to pick up as we get into tomorrow. Pretty high shear up towards 60, 70, even 80, 90 knots, Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, places like that. The significant tornado parameter on Texas is pretty high. Now, I'm not really expecting that to go anywhere. Super solid composite is pretty low. In terms of surface cape, that Texas rep, we have up to 1,200, 1,500 cape, even about 1,800 cape, but that seems to be over the Gulf of Mexico. And we do see thunderstorms. I don't really think the HRRR is right on this one because obviously, I do think it's right because obviously it shows the thunderstorms pretty weak, separated from all that significant tornado parameter and stuff. So obviously not really too much stuff. Oops. But anyway, let's go to maps here. We're going to go to the GFS now just to see what they show. As we go to 6 hour, we do see that first system. We're not really going to look at that in the models because that's pretty short term. And we've already gone over the snow and ice. We could, in terms of snow and ice, we could see upwards of isolated amounts of a foot in northern Wisconsin, Michigan, and parts of New Hampshire, all of New Hampshire, Vermont, and parts of Maine. But nothing too crazy there, and maybe even a little bit of ice. But past this upcoming system, that one system, the day 6 day, is this one right here you see in the Gulf. Now, it's mainly shown by the ECMWF, not really shown by the GFS. But then we do see a little bit of snow across Oklahoma and Texas there, so we are watching that. And that Gulf system kind of creates some snow across Maine. But past that, nothing too crazy. I mean, we do have something with Texas here with snow and then rain more south, and we could even have some more Gulf severe threats, but nothing too crazy. In terms of surface cape, for those potential severe events, and then we'll go to snow totals. Past this one system, yeah, it doesn't really show too much, and nothing too crazy in terms of cape. No big systems for instability. We do have some coastal Texas systems and cape staying around southern Florida, but nothing really too big. Oops. Sorry if I sound tired, guys. I am tired, but you know I'm gonna push a video here. 2 videos, tornado forecast later, tornado season forecast later, because, well, last night was really just a quick insight of it. But anyway, snow totals over the period, we could see, this shows in the Texas Panhandle up to 24 inches. I'm not really trusting that, but 24 inches isolated amounts. Up towards northern Michigan, Wisconsin, actually I think it's mainly just Michigan, we have a little over a foot. Same with parts of Pennsylvania and New York. And then across Maine, northern Maine, it shows up to 2-3 feet of snow. Up to 2 feet of snow in parts of New York. So really, we are going to have to watch for that. If we look at the ECMWF, which is really the one showing this, we do see that second system in a sec here. Yep. It goes over Florida. We do see some pretty heavy rain, and then causing some snow for the mid-Atlantic northeast area, and then even another system starting to form could cause some severe weather and snow. So we're definitely actually really watching that. I'm watching that one pretty closely because it seems it could be, even if it's not really severe snow, it could bring a good amount of severe weather or snow, that 2 hour 240 system. But really, if it doesn't, it's still going to bring a lot of rain. In terms of cape, here past this one system, as we get towards the 24th, it's not really showing too much cape, but it really hasn't been. But you know, other things in the environment are that's why the SPC has marked it, because there is instability and shear and stuff is there. So watching for that. And then around hour 186, a good amount of cape. Parts of Texas could see something there, and then cape going up shore towards the Gulf Coast there, so we could see something. In terms of lightning, we do see thunderstorms, good amount of thunderstorms over Florida and the Gulf Coast, so something there to watch. Thunderstorms are mainly staying offshore there, but then we that 2-hour 40 system, 2-hour 240 system, we do see things going towards the Gulf Coast. So definitely something to watch there. Snow in terms of snow totals, we do see up 3-4 feet of snow potentially in parts of Maine and 1 to 2 feet in parts of New York, New Hampshire, and Vermont. Quickly here, we're going to go to the Canadian model, which we're going to go back to this, and we're going to go to the Canadian. And we do see, it does show that one system that could bring severe weather according to the ECMWF, mainly bring some snow and sleet up in the northeast. And then we do see something bringing a lot of freezing rain and sleet, and freezing rain, sleet, snow on the northern side, and a lot of rain in the southeast. That's probably that hour 240 system. So the Canadian model does show the most concerning outcome. Oops, get rid of that. Okay, so it doesn't really show too much cape for that one system showing severe weather, but it does show instability. Nevertheless, isolated, but still it is there. And then for that hour 240 system, nothing crazy, but we do have some instability in parts of Florida and over the Gulf. Now, it really does seem like a more winter thing, so skip here. We do see up to 7 to 8 inches of snow in parts of Oklahoma, Arkansas on that hour 240 system, and then widespread snow of 2 to 6 inches, and then up in Wisconsin or Michigan, up to 12 inches of snow, 2 to 2 feet, Maine, and around New York, New Hampshire, Vermont, places like that. In terms of, let's go here to sleet, over an inch of sleet from Texas all the way to Arkansas past that, and just widespread sleet in general. So that's something to watch there. And then a concerning amount of freezing rain, almost towards 2 inches in Arkansas. So I'm not saying this is going to happen, but it definitely would be something to watch. So yeah, this pattern is going to cause more severe weather, winter storms, stuff like that as we move on. But really, that's really going to be it. My tornado season forecast. The first one is going to be coming out. This is going to be the second part of the first one because, like I said, last night was just a quick insight that could come in a big, come later tonight. We'll see. But make sure to stay tuned for that if you're watching now. And anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this video. And bye, guys.